President Muhammadu Buhari charges new service chiefs to be patriotic. Governor Bello Matawalle says he leaves Sharia matters to clerics in the state. The military authorities have deployed 300 female officers to Kaduna-Abuja Highway on business. The Federal Executive Council approves 9.4 billion naira for various projects across the country. On the international scene, World Health Organization experts to begin probe into COVID-19 origins. On sports, League Management Company finds Aqua United 3 million naira as club faces banishment from home. Welcome to Svtv News. I am Musa Joy Unyoza. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday afternoon met with the newly appointed service chiefs, charging them to be patriotic and serve the country well. The president said the country is in a state of emergency, so they should therefore be patriotic and serve the country well, and their loyalty should be to the country. The commander-in-chief congratulated the service chiefs on heading their various services. Meanwhile, the Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawalle Maradu has expressed hope for more accomplishments in the fight against banditry after military change of pattern. Governor Mohammed, after the resignation of the military chiefs, said they have done the nation proud and wishes them well in their retirement. The Nigerian Association of Women Journalists (NAWOJ) commends President Muhammadu Buhari on the appointment of new set of service chiefs to boost the fight against insecurity and other criminal activities threatening the survival of the country. The association, while welcoming the resignation of the former service chiefs and appointment of new ones by Mr. President, expressed the hope that the development is a move towards the total overhaul of the nation's security architecture with a view to safeguarding the lives and property of Nigerians. It further said that more than just replacement of the service chiefs, there is the dire need for the federal government to provide the necessary logistics, weaponry, needed equipment as well as enhanced welfare to boost the morale of the personnel in the renewed effort towards the fight against insurgency, armed banditry, kidnappings, and other related criminal activities confronting the country. Suspected bandit on Tuesday invaded Magaria village in Zurumi local government area of Zamfara state, killing 3 persons and left behind foodstuffs worth over $1 million of naira burnt to ashes. The invaders, according to some sources, also rustled away over 100 cattle from Magaria village. Speakers and Zamfara State House of Assembly, who hailed from the same village, led state government delegation for an assessment visit to some affected areas. The speaker and members of his delegation were conducted round the village by the district head of Magaria, Alhaji Muhammadu Sani, where he demonstrated his concern over the deadly incident. Speaker Magaria said the cowardly attacks being launched by some unrepentant bandits will not deter the current government from employing measures aimed at restoring relative peace in the state. While condoling the families and relatives of those who were attacked or killed by the Tuesday attack, Speaker Magaria asked them to develop courage and consider the tragedy as a trial from God Almighty. Zamfara state government says it's not going to stop using dialogue with bandits in fighting banditry and other crimes in the state as it is yielding positive results. This was disclosed on Wednesday by the Secretary to the State Government, Zamfara State Alhaji Bala Bello Maru, while briefing journalists shortly after the State Executive Council meeting held at Government House, Koso. Alhaji Bala Maru said in view of the successes being recorded in the fight against banditry through the use of dialogue with bandits, the state government will keep using the option in its bid to end banditry in the state. The SSG added that the kinetic and non-kinetic approaches will be maintained to end banditry in the state. He also revealed that the state government is receiving commendations from other state governments due to the dialogue initiative, which he described as a needed catalyst to end banditry. Governor Bello Mohamed Matawale Maradun has said that his administration has resolved to leave decisions on Sharia matters in the hand of Islamic clerics in the state for better results. Speaking while receiving members of the Jamaatul Tajid Islam Zamfara State chapter, the governor expressed the belief that it is only the clerics who can bring changes and progress. In the Sharia system, we are operating devoid of any political interference. The governor said the decision was the best to give the system more credibility. For more on the story, Samira Ibrahim reports.
The governor said the essence of Sharia is good leadership and harmonious relationship as well as progress. He described a situation where indigents of the state are the ones engaged in running the state down due to bitter politics. Earlier in his address, the National Vice President of the JTI, Malam Aminu Aliyu Modibbo Gusau, told the governor that they were at the government house to register their support and cooperation to the present administration and that they intend to train 5,000 Islamic aid workers in the state, which the governor promises to support. Malam Aminu Aliyu said the leadership style of Governor Bello Matawale necessitated the group to join hands with him so as to move the state forward and enjoy the dividend of democracy. They, however, called on the governor not to relent in his effort with peace accord initiated so as to have peace, unity and tranquility across the state. That's the report. Samira Ibrahim reporting for Svtv News Gusau.
The Federal Executive Council (FEC) on Wednesday in Abuja approved 995 million naira for road rehabilitation and procurement of an information and communication device that would enhance highway management system for roads across the country. Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola disclosed this to State House correspondent at the end of the council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari. He stated that 203 million naira of the amount would be expended on the procurement of an information and communication device, while the remaining 792 million naira was meant for rehabilitation of roads in Zamfara State. The Ministry of Works and Housing presented two memoranda to the Council. The first was a memorandum for a contract for the design and deployment of a contract performance and the compliance for highway and road access management system for over 203 billion naira. President Muhammadu Buhari has signed the Coronavirus Disease Health Protection Bill 2021, making the use of face masks in public places mandatory, among other measures to curtail the further spread of COVID-19. The chairman of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Boss Mustafa, disclosed this while addressing journalists on Wednesday. He said the president signed the document in the exercise of the powers conferred on him by Section 4 of the Quarantine Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2010. Part 1 of the regulation, which deals with restrictions on gatherings, stipulates that all gatherings a physical distance of at least 2 meters should be maintained at all times between persons. It added that no gathering of more than 50 persons shall hold in an enclosed space except for religious purposes, in which case the gathering should not exceed 50% capacity of the space. The Nigerian Army has deployed a total of 300 female officers to the volatile Abuja-Kaduna highway. This, according to the Army, is part of measures to curb the menace of banditry and kidnapping along the road and other surrounding communities. Speaking at a ceremony to welcome the first batch of 100 female officers and the handing over of the residential accommodation to the Nigerian Army on Thursday, Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State said he was optimistic that the additional deployment of more soldiers to the Abuja-Kaduna highway will help in consolidating the successes recorded so far by the troops on ground. This is the first time female officers will be deployed for internal security operations, and they have been drafted into the Operation Thunder Strike of the Nigerian Army, which is currently carrying out a special operation on the Kaduna-Abuja general area. The death has occurred of Alhaji Mohammed Liman Meshikura Kaura Namoda. Aged 94, he died in his residence in Kaura Namoda in the early hours of today after a protracted illness. He was survived by 3 wives, 12 children, and 30 grandchildren. Among his children are Alhaji Lawal M. Liman, chairman of Zamfara State APC Caretaker Committee, Dr. Abdullahi Liman, Chief Executive Director, Atiku Institute for Development, Chief of Party USAID Nigeria, Alhaji Awal M. Liman, Assistant Director, Budget and Planning, Federal Ministry of Education, Abuja, among others. The funeral prayer is scheduled to hold today by 5 p.m. at his residence hometown, Kaura Namoda. We'll be right back after the short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. On business, Samira Ibrahim has small detail.
Welcome to Business Desk. The Federal Executive Council on Wednesday approved a total of 9.4 billion naira for various projects, including power and road across the country. Briefing journalists at the end of the meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja, the Minister of Interior, Trade and Investment, Niyi Adebayo, also revealed that FEC approved the National Quality Policy. The policy, according to the minister, will see to the establishment of quality testing centers and laboratories in the country to reinforce quality in exported goods. This policy will create a situation whereby the government and the private sector will be able to collaborate to set up quality testing centers, testing labs, which they hope will have accreditation with international centers, such that any good that has approved to have met the standard will be of the international standard. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Muhammad, after the meeting also announced that the sum of 1.14 billion naira was approved for the award of contract for the installation of solar street lighting for the Karishi-Jikoyi dual carriage road in Abuja, the nation's capital. Mr. Lai Mohammed said the contract was awarded to Ms. Bestman Nigeria Limited for a completion period of 6 months. And that's all of Business Desk today. Thanks for watching and back to the newsroom.
On the international scene, a team of World Health Organization experts left a 2-week quarantine in Wuhan on Thursday to start a delayed, closely watched probe into the origins of the coronavirus. Members of the group, all wearing face masks, got onto a bus which zipped them away from the hotel where they had spent their mandatory quarantine. Wearing masks, they appeared at the ranks of waiting media from the window of a bus which whisked them from the quarantine hotel, although it was not immediately clear when and where their investigation will start. The virus is believed to have come from bats and to have initially spread from a wet market in Wuhan, where wild animals were sold as food. The World Health Organization insists the visit will be tightly tethered to science of how the virus, which has killed more than 2 million people and laid waste to the global economy, jumped from animals to humans. But in a sign of the political baggage attached to their missions, U.S. President Joe Biden's new administration weighed in before the expert had even left their hotel. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday, new White House spokesman Jen Psaki said it was imperative they get to the bottom of how the virus appeared and spread worldwide. Spassky voiced concern over misinformation from some sources in China and urged a robust and clear probe. On sports, Sufyan Abubakar has more detail.
Hello, welcome to the Sports Room. I am Abu Sufyan Abubakar, and as usual I bring the sports updates. The hammer of League Management Company LMC has descended heavily on Nigerian Professional League. NPFL Akwa United has been fined with an accumulated fine of 30 million naira for breaches of the rules guiding the league. While handing the sanctions on Tuesday, the LMC wanted that the Akwa United will face banishment and deduction of points if such breaches recorded again. In the release on Tuesday, the LMC said Akwa United has been fined a total of 3 million naira for breach of the framework and rules of the NPFL in the course of the Matchday 5 fixture against Wiki Tourists of Bauchi. Some members of Akwa United contingent accosted and harassed match officials as they made their way to the changing room immediately after the match, in the process of which the assistant referee too sustained injuries to his head and face. Furthermore, the LMC has imposed another fine of 1 million naira to be paid as compensation to the match officials and an additional fine of 500,000 for misconduct capable of bringing the game to disrupt. Akwa United has also been issued a censure with a warning that any repeated or similar breach shall be dealt with as an aggravated breach and attract severe sanctions, including but not limited to an order moving the club to a different venue for its home matches and deduction of points. Akwa United are required within 48 hours of the date of the notice to either submit the summary jurisdiction and the sanctions or face a commission. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to the newsroom.
That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari charges news service chiefs to be patriotic. Governor Bello Matawalle says he leaves Sharia matters to clerics in the state. The military authorities have deployed 300 female officers to Kaduna-Abuja Highway on business. The Federal Executive Council approves 9.4 billion naira for various projects across the country. On the international scene, World Health Organization experts to begin probe into COVID-19 origins. On sports, League Management Company fines Akwa United 3 million naira as club face banishment from home. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and head of news and current affairs department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garabachino. I still remain Musa Joy Unyoza. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.